You are watching 2+U Nevada, and joining us this afternoon, Mandy Brenand, the Vice Chair of the Lyon County Stagecoach Citizen Advisory Board. Mandy, thank you so much for being here this afternoon.
Thank you for inviting me.
You know, we're very excited to have you here because we're talking about something super important. This weekend is, of course, the anniversary of Pearl Harbor, and it's Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day on Sunday, December 7th. And when I was looking online for local ways that we're honoring the Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day, yours was the only event that I could find in our region. And that makes me, first of all, sad but proud for Stagecoach, that Stagecoach is doing this. And explain to everybody at home why you are doing this. And it's going to be a great ceremony.
It will be a great ceremony, and it's got a little bit of history. So I applied and was appointed to the Stagecoach Citizen Advisory Board several years ago, and we meet at our Stagecoach Community Center. And in front of the Community Center, and Stagecoach is rather deserty and weedy and sandy, and we, in front of the Community Center, there was a lot of weeds. We do have a flagpole. It's a very cute flagpole with a little Stagecoach on top, and there's a portal sign in front of that flagpole. But as a group with the community, we went out and we were trying to decide if we should do a volunteer cleanup day to clean up the weeds. Yeah. And lo and behold, we find this memorial buried in the weeds. So as a community and the surrounding communities, we got together, we cleaned up the weeds, we took down the memorial, we polished it, we sanded it, we stained it, we repainted it. The portal signs, which are protected and are behind the memorial, were in real bad shape too. So we approached the Silver Springs Area Chamber of Commerce, which Silver Springs is part of. And they purchased two new portals, not only purchased two new portal signs for us, but also agreed to put additional signs commemorating Pearl Harbor on the back side of those. So as you look at the memorial now, you can see the back side of this. And
so this is actually a second rededication.
So when we did this, when we decided to clean up, we looked into the history of this memorial. So it was originally installed by the Fort Churchill VFW post, which is no longer active, in 1991 to commemorate the 50th anniversary of Pearl Harbor. And that was originally the metal plaque encased in metal with plexiglass in the front. And in 2018, we're guessing that the residents found that in disrepair. They took that down, they did just what we did, they restored it, and they added to it. They got with the Fernley High School welding class, and they made a metal silhouette of the USS Nevada, BB-36. They installed it on wood and placed it behind the memorial. And they actually rededicated it in 2018. So here we are in 2025, 7 years later, and we fixed this memorial up. We have new signs. The new portal signs, by the way, the community voted on the logo that we have. So the community picked that design. And we were trying to figure out a way that this would never happen. So the purpose of this rededication is threefold. So first and foremost is to honor our veterans and those who died at Pearl Harbor. Second is to get the word out. There is a World War II Pearl Harbor memorial in Stagecoach, and I wasn't even aware of that several years ago.
Yeah.
And a lot of the community members aren't aware of that. So we want to get the word out about it.
And it's so important that we have that. Like, why do you feel it? You know, I tell my kids, they don't know, they weren't here for 9/11. So I tell them that it was devastating. But my family tells me they remember, you know, when Pearl Harbor happened. And so it's sad because we're so many generations removed that the weight of what Pearl Harbor was for our country, you know, was kind of
getting lost.
You know? Yeah.
And that's the third reason that we're doing this rededication, is to set up a framework of maintenance to keep this memorial so it never ends up in a state of disrepair, and to make sure people visit it. I mean, Stagecoach is a small community. We're only 2,000 people, but we honor our veterans. We want to make sure everyone in our youth understand the sacrifices that were made in World War II and all our conflicts.
Yeah.
And, this is a special Remembrance Day. So that's why we're doing a rededication, a second rededication, only 7 years ago after the previous one, as we want to keep it in good shape.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you're doing this. I'm glad that you've got a framework to keep it in shape. And let's talk about, this is a pretty big deal. You've got some phenomenal participants in this weekend's ceremony. So not only do you have a choir, you said?
So we have, I'm going to get the name right.
Yeah.
Reno Elks Troublemakers Choir, an entire choir from the Reno Elks Lodge. They will be singing not only the national anthem, but a selection of patriotic songs. And I want to say, I was pretty floored when I was reaching out to people, how many people wanted to be part of this ceremony. It really is nice to hear that.
And then you also said the Carson High School Navy JROTC.
Yes, we'll be doing the color guard from Carson City. So that is really an honor that they're coming out and doing that for us. We also have Jonathan Burnett. He will have a 70-pound miniature replica of the Liberty Bell for the tolling of the bell. So that's pretty awesome to hear an actual bell tolling. Veterans Coalition, they will have a live bugler playing taps. And when I first was doing this, I couldn't even find anybody that played the bugle anymore. So this is pretty great that we have a live bugler. Yerington VFW post will be doing a volley of 3-gun salute. They won't be doing the 21-gun salute because that's reserved for dignitaries, but they will be doing the volley with not live rounds, but with rifles. And then, we will have the moment of silence to honor him. We will also have our Lyon County Commissioner, our representative, Tammy Hendricks. Commissioner Hendricks will be doing the welcome and also the actual rededication declaration.
Well, I'm so glad that you're putting on such a phenomenal event to recognize and remember Pearl Harbor. It's very important that we tell people where to go.
Okay, so one final thing I want to say that I just found out about the ceremony is we just recently found out that we will also have 2 very honored guests attending, 2 World War II survivors. And there are not a lot of survivors left anymore. So that's a big honor that they'll be attending.
Huge. We need to get out there and support them. Okay, so there are apparently 2 Stagecoach Community Centers.
So this one,
if you Google Stagecoach Community Center, where do people go?
So make sure you put 8204 West Highway 50, Stagecoach. There is also a Stagecoach Community Center in Carson City, so make sure you don't go to that one. The cross street is Cheyenne Trail on the one in Stagecoach. So just make sure you end up at the community center in Stagecoach and not at the one in Carson.
Mandy, thank you so much for putting all of this effort in to making sure that we also continue to honor our history and our veterans of World War II and those who survived Pearl Harbor, and to remember those who perished at Pearl Harbor. And thank you for coming here today to tell folks about this event.
You're welcome. And I just want to say it's not just me. It was our board. It was our community. It was surrounding community. It was a group effort.
Way to go, Lyon County.
Yes.
You're watching 2+U Nevada.